guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lanyel Kuzar and I'm the owner of Yes Event Decor and More. So as you can see, I have an LED balloon with me because I want to tell you about the disaster that I had setting these up for a bar mitzvah, all right? It was one of the worst experiences that I had setting up balloons at an event. So you guys know I have to tell you about it so you can avoid the disaster that I went through with these. All right, so let's get started. Oh my gosh, so let's get into this, guys. This was so frustrating, okay? I had issues with the balloons. I had issues with the lights. I had issues with the stand, okay? The number one issue with these balloons was that they kept deflating. They would not keep air in them. So what would happen is these string lights that are on here would fall off. So I had to take the lights off and then blow up the balloon again and then put the lights back on. Oh my gosh, it was such a headache. And then the event planner that I worked with, she wanted to use these stands. And these stands are cute, but they're not sturdy, okay? So these kept blowing over. The event, the bar mitzvah, was actually in a tent, but it was really windy that day. And because I didn't put any weights on this, oh my gosh, they just kept blowing over. Then when you attach these lights to the balloon, if you're not careful, the balloon will pop. So I had balloons that were popping. Oh my gosh, it was such a disaster. I had to keep redoing and re-blowing up these balloons. And if you use air in these balloons, they have a weird shape, okay? So I kept trying to have to round it and make sure it was a nice round shape. It was a disaster, okay? An absolute disaster. I don't know, have you guys used these balloons before? If you have, feel free to tell me in the comments, what was your experience with these LED balloons? All right, so now I want to tell you guys my lessons learned. So hopefully if you do decide to use these balloons at one of your events, then you won't have to deal with the stuff that I had to deal with. So the first lesson learned for you guys is to make sure that you blow up these balloons with helium. I would not blow these up with air if you're going to be putting lights on them, okay? I feel like the helium helps the balloon to expand and then you can get a nice round shape. So I would actually use helium with these. Don't go to Target or Party City. You want to look up a helium supplier that's in your area so you can rent a helium tank and then use that to blow up these balloons. And along with that, the second lesson learned is to make sure you get more than enough helium, okay? Don't just get the bare minimum because I ended up running out of helium. I didn't account for the balloons popping. I didn't account for having to use all helium in these balloons. I thought I would be able to use some helium and then some air or put a little bit of helium in here and then fill the rest with air. No, you definitely want to use all helium for these balloons. Another thing with these balloons, I would actually wait until right before the event to blow these up and put these on the tables, okay? If you're going to be using these as table decorations, you can't do it the day before because you're going to need helium if you use this type of balloon, okay? So I would recommend that you blow these up as close as possible to the start time of your event. Don't do it too far ahead of time because these balloons, I don't know, maybe it's just me, they don't hold air. I mean, I tied these in a tight knot. Sometimes I double knotted them and the air still managed to come out of these balloons, okay? Again, if you guys have tips for me, let me know in the comments. But for me, the air did not stay in these balloons. Slowly but surely, the air comes out, the helium comes out, and then these lights end up coming off, okay? So to avoid that, you want to blow these up as close as you can to the start time of your event. Another thing with these, you may want to consider taping these on the lights, maybe putting some balloon tape in certain areas just to hold the string lights on. That may keep them from falling off of the balloon if the balloon starts to deflate, okay? So you may want to use some balloon glue, some balloon dots to hold the lights on here. Another lesson learned with these balloon centerpieces is that you want to be very careful and take your time when you're adding the lights, okay? You don't want to rush. Give yourself like 5 to 10 minutes to make each one of these, okay? If you rush when you're adding these lights, then the balloon may pop, okay? So that's another tip for you guys, is that you wanna make sure that if you're using this brand of balloons, these clear balloons, you wanna make sure that you buy extra balloons just in case they pop. All right, guys, now let's talk about this stand, okay? I actually really like these stands. I got these off of efavormart.com. I'll put the link in the description for you guys. I think you can find these on Amazon as well, but you should not use these without a weight at the bottom, okay? Because these are lightweight, they're gonna blow over. If somebody sneezes, these are gonna blow over. And with my bar mitzvah, it was windy. Oh my gosh, these did not stay up, okay? It was just so embarrassing. I had to go to Party City and get some weights to attach to it. And here's the last lessons learned for you guys. If I do these centerpieces again, I'm not going to use the balloons that I ordered off of Etsy. That clear balloon that you guys just saw, I'm actually going to be using a Qualatex or a Tuftex or a Sempertex balloon. I'm gonna stick with the balloon brands that I know. They offer clear balloons, so I'll just use that. Now this is a white Qualatex balloon because I wanted to see how it would hold up. Guys, I blew this up over a week ago. It still has a nice round shape. This is a 24-inch balloon. It still has a nice round shape. And as you can see, the lights are still on it. So the balloon didn't lose any air, and I blew it up over a week ago. It's still the same shape, it's still the same size. The lights are still on it. So this makes my life so much easier because I don't have to put helium in it, right? And I could prepare these the night before. I don't have to wait until right before the event to blow up these balloons. So going forward, I'm gonna be using clear balloons from the balloon distributors and balloon brands that I normally use. I'm not gonna be ordering balloons off of Amazon, and I'm not gonna be ordering balloons off of Etsy. All right, guys, so those were my lessons learned on those LED balloons. I ended up having to give the client a partial refund because some of the balloons popped on the way to the venue, and I didn't have any helium to be able to blow them up again. So I had to give the client a refund. That was the first time I've ever had to give a client a refund because I wasn't able to deliver what I promised. So you guys know I was so frustrated. Oh my gosh. I was frustrated. I said I was never going to do LED balloons again. But guess what? I have another client that booked me for LED balloons because the event planners that I worked with on the bar mitzvah recommended them to another client. So that's the reason why now I'm trying to figure out a way to make it work, because I do have an upcoming event where I'll have to do those LED balloons, and I can't go through what I went through at the last event, okay? So I'll make sure that I create a tutorial for you guys and walk you through exactly how I create my LED balloons for that event. And then that'll probably be the last time that I work with those LED balloons. All right, guys, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. If you've ever used these LED balloons, leave it in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.